There's something truly special about olive oil. For centuries, it's been called liquid gold, praised by ancient healers, Mediterranean grandmothers, and now modern scientists. But beyond its smooth taste and golden glow lies a story far deeper, one that reaches right into the heart of your brain. Have you ever wondered why people in Mediterranean countries tend to stay mentally sharp well into their 70 seconds, 80 seconds, and even 90 seconds? It's not luck, it's lifestyle. And one ingredient appears again and again in their kitchens: olive oil. Recent research has uncovered something remarkable. Olive oil doesn't just protect your heart, it also nourishes your mind. It helps your brain resist inflammation, improves communication between neurons, and may even slow the buildup of toxic plaques linked to Alzheimer's disease. In fact, studies from Harvard, the University of Navarra, and multiple clinical trials have all pointed to the same conclusion. People who use olive oil daily are less likely to experience memory decline, brain shrinkage, and cognitive fog as they age. But here's the twist: not all olive oil is created equal. The real brain benefits come from extra virgin olive oil, packed with powerful natural compounds called polyphenols, the same plant molecules that give it its rich flavor and peppery kick. These antioxidants fight oxidative stress, protect your neurons from damage, and help maintain clear, sharp thinking over time. Yet, despite all this science, many people still don't realize how vital olive oil truly is, or worse, they replace it with cheap, refined oils that do the exact opposite. So in this video, we're diving into the truth behind olive oil in your brain, what science shows, how it works, and how you can make it part of your everyday routine for lasting memory, focus, and vitality. Because when you feed your brain the right kind of fat, you're not just eating well, you're protecting your memories, your clarity, and the very essence of who you are. What science says about the brain and fats? Your brain is a masterpiece of design, soft, delicate, and made up of nearly 60% fat. That's right, the very organ that defines your personality, your memories, and your emotions is mostly built from healthy fats. These fats form the protective walls of your brain cells, helping neurons communicate quickly and clearly. They keep your mind flexible, your thoughts sharp, and your mood balanced. But here's the problem: not all fats nourish the brain. Over the past few decades, many people have been told that fat is bad, so they cut out oils, switch to low-fat diets, or replace natural fats with margarine and refined vegetable oils. And while that might have lowered cholesterol, it also robbed the brain of its most essential nutrient: healthy, natural fat. The brain needs specific kinds of fats to function at its best, particularly monounsaturated fats and polyunsaturated fats, which protect neurons and reduce inflammation. Without them, the membranes around brain cells become stiff. Communication between neurons slows, and oxidative damage builds up. That's when memory begins to slip, focus fades, and even mood disorders can start to appear. This is where olive oil shines. It's one of the richest natural sources of monounsaturated fat, especially oleic acid, which strengthens the brain's cell walls while fighting inflammation at the same time. Think of it like replacing rusty, brittle wiring in your brain with flexible, golden cables that carry signals more efficiently. Studies show that diets rich in olive oil improve cognitive performance, reduce brain inflammation, and even promote neurogenesis, the creation of new brain cells. That means your brain isn't just protected, it's constantly renewing itself. By contrast, the refined oils found in fast foods, margarine, and processed snacks are filled with omega-6 fats that fuel inflammation instead of fighting it. That's why people who follow diets like the Mediterranean diet, which uses olive oil as the main fat, consistently show better memory, lower risk of dementia, and slower cognitive aging. In short, science now agrees. Your brain doesn't need less fat, it needs the right kind. And olive oil might just be the most powerful and natural source of it on Earth. The secret power of olive oil: polyphenols and antioxidants. When you pour a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil onto your food, you're not just adding flavor, you're adding one of nature's most potent forms of brain protection. Inside that golden liquid lives a hidden army of powerful plant compounds called polyphenols. These are the secret ingredients that make olive oil so special, and they're the main reason scientists are now calling it one of the most neuroprotective foods on the planet. Polyphenols are natural antioxidants found in plants. In olive oil, they work like microscopic bodyguards, defending your brain from oxidative stress, the process that slowly breaks down your cells over time. Just like iron rusts when exposed to air, your brain cells rust when exposed to free radicals, unstable molecules that cause damage every second of the day. The star players in olive oil are two unique compounds, hydroxytyrosol and oleocanthal. Hydroxytyrosol is one of the most powerful antioxidants known to science, up to 10 times more potent than green tea or vitamin E. It helps preserve the delicate structure of your neurons, keeping them flexible and young. Oleocanthal, on the other hand, acts almost like a natural anti-inflammatory medicine. If you've ever felt a slight peppery sting at the back of your throat after tasting a high-quality extra virgin olive oil, that's oleocanthal in action. Researchers have discovered that it works similarly to ibuprofen, reducing inflammation in the brain without the side effects of drugs. This is crucial because chronic inflammation is one of the biggest drivers of memory loss and cognitive decline. When inflammation lingers for years, it starts to damage the brain's ability to clear away toxic waste, including beta amyloid, the sticky plaque linked to Alzheimer's disease. By lowering inflammation and neutralizing oxidative stress, olive oil's polyphenols literally help your brain stay clean and clear. They protect the delicate highways that connect neurons, allowing thoughts, emotions, and memories to flow smoothly. And the best part? These protective effects begin as soon as olive oil becomes a regular part of your diet. It's not a miracle pill, it's a daily habit, one spoonful at a time, quietly building a stronger, younger brain. So the next time you add olive oil to your salad or drizzle it over roasted vegetables, remember you're not just seasoning your food, you're feeding your future. Olive oil versus other oils. Why the type of fat matters. For decades, we were told that all vegetable oils were healthy, that as long as it came from a plant, it must be good for your heart and your brain. But science has moved on, and what researchers now know paints a very different picture. Not all oils are created equal. In fact, the type of fat you consume can mean the difference between a brain that stays sharp and one that slowly declines. Let's start with the most common ones: soybean, corn, sunflower, and canola oil. They're cheap, easy to produce, and found in almost every processed food. But these oils are extremely refined and high in omega-6 fatty acids. Here's why that matters. Your brain and body need both omega-3 and omega-6 fats, but in balance. Ideally, that ratio should be close to 1:1. Modern diets, however, often reach 20:1 or higher, overwhelmingly dominated by omega-6 seconds from processed oils. Too much omega-6 creates a state of chronic inflammation, which can harm blood vessels, slow down communication between neurons, and trigger fatigue, mood swings, and brain fog. This inflammatory imbalance has been linked to higher risks of depression, Alzheimer's, and cardiovascular disease. Now compare that to olive oil. Olive oil is rich in monounsaturated fats, particularly oleic acid, which reduces inflammation instead of fueling it. It also contains natural antioxidants and polyphenols that processed oils simply don't have. Coconut oil, often praised in recent years, has its place too, but it's mostly saturated fat, which can raise LDL cholesterol in some people. It provides energy, but it doesn't offer the same anti-inflammatory or neuroprotective compounds found in olive oil. Even more importantly, most seed and vegetable oils are chemically extracted using heat and solvents, which destroy their natural nutrients. Olive oil, when cold-pressed and extra virgin, is made purely by mechanical means, keeping all of its health protective compounds intact. Think of olive oil as the natural, original oil, untouched, rich, and balanced. While most modern oils are industrial products designed for long shelf life, not long life. That's why scientists studying brain health and aging continue to point to one conclusion. When it comes to protecting your memory and mental clarity, olive oil stands alone. How olive oil protects memory and mood. Your brain is always working even when you sleep. It's constantly sending signals, forming memories, processing emotions, and filtering information from every sense. But this non-stop activity comes at a cost. Oxidative stress and inflammation slowly wear down brain cells over time. That's where olive oil steps in like a quiet protector. Scientists have discovered that olive oil's natural compounds, especially oleocanthal, hydroxytyrosol, and oleuropein, don't just reduce inflammation, they also help your brain repair itself. These antioxidants clean up toxic waste, strengthen the protective barrier around your brain, and even support neurogenesis, the creation of new brain cells in areas linked to learning and memory. In one groundbreaking study from the University of Navarra in Spain, older adults who followed a Mediterranean diet rich in extra virgin olive oil performed significantly better on memory and cognitive tests than those who followed a low-fat diet. Their brains literally aged more slowly. Another study published in JAMA Network Open found that people who consumed at least half a tablespoon of olive oil per day had a 28% lower risk of dying from dementia-related diseases. That's not a supplement or a pill, that's a simple, natural food, making a measurable difference in the brain. But olive oil's effects go beyond memory. It also plays a powerful role in regulating mood. The brain and body share an intricate relationship between inflammation and emotional well-being. When inflammation rises, so does the risk of depression and anxiety. Olive oil helps calm that storm, supporting a more balanced production of serotonin and dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemicals. People who include olive oil regularly in their diet often report not just clearer thinking, but also greater calmness, emotional stability, and energy. It's not magic, it's chemistry done right. And unlike medications, olive oil works gently and naturally. It doesn't force change, it supports balance, creating the right environment for your brain to thrive. So, when you drizzle olive oil over your vegetables or stir it into your morning eggs, you're doing more than improving flavor. You're building a foundation for a brighter mood, sharper memory, and stronger mind, one spoonful at a time. The right way to use olive oil, maximizing its brain benefits. By now, you know olive oil is incredible for your brain, but to unlock its full power, how you use it matters just as much as the oil itself. Let's start with the most important point: quality. Not all olive oils are the same. To get the brain-boosting antioxidants and polyphenols we've been talking about, you need extra virgin olive oil, EVOO, not light, pure, or refined varieties. Extra virgin olive oil is the least processed form, extracted mechanically, without heat or chemicals. That's what preserves its natural flavor and protective compounds. If you've ever felt that peppery tingle in your throat after tasting real olive oil, that's oleocanthal, the anti-inflammatory molecule at work. That little sting is a sign of quality. When buying olive oil, look for a few key details on the label. It should say extra virgin, not blend, pomace, or refined. Choose bottles made of dark glass, which protect the oil from sunlight. Check for a harvest date and use it within 12-18 months of that date. And if possible, buy oil produced in one country, not mixed from multiple sources. Now, how should you use it? You might have heard that olive oil isn't suitable for cooking, but that's actually a myth. High-quality extra virgin olive oil has a smoke point of about 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 degrees Celsius, which is perfectly safe for sautéing, roasting, and baking. The key is to avoid burning it. Gentle heat keeps its nutrients intact. In fact, studies show that olive oil retains most of its antioxidants even when heated moderately, especially when combined with vegetables. That's why the Mediterranean diet, where olive oil is used for nearly everything, continues to show such powerful health results. For best results, use it daily. Add 1-2 tablespoons over salads, soups, or cooked dishes. Drizzle it over steamed vegetables or use it instead of butter on whole grain bread. You can even start your day with a spoonful of olive oil mixed with lemon, an old Mediterranean tradition that supports digestion and brain function. Think of olive oil as your daily brain supplement, but one that tastes amazing and nourishes your entire body. It's not just about adding oil to food, it's about creating a ritual of care, a small act that reminds you that your brain, like your heart, deserves to be fed with intention and love. Real-life applications and Mediterranean wisdom. If you travel through the small villages of Italy, Greece, or southern Spain, you'll notice something remarkable. People there don't rush their meals. They eat slowly, talk with family, and almost every dish begins and ends with olive oil. It's not a health trend for them. It's a way of life. And science is finally confirming what their ancestors seemed to know all along. The Mediterranean lifestyle keeps the brain young. In these regions, rates of dementia and Alzheimer's are significantly lower than in much of the Western world. And while genetics play a small role, The biggest difference comes from diet and daily rhythm, especially the consistent use of olive oil. Olive oil isn't just added to food, it's woven into the culture. It's used for cooking, drizzling, dipping bread, even as a finishing touch on soups and vegetables. Every drop contributes to a steady stream of antioxidants and monounsaturated fats that protect the heart, stabilize blood sugar, and reduce brain inflammation day after day. Researchers studying the Mediterranean diet have found that people who use olive oil as their main source of fat experience better memory and concentration, lower levels of anxiety and depression, slower rates of brain aging, and fewer cases of mild cognitive impairment. And what's fascinating is that these benefits don't come from olive oil alone, they come from the synergy between olive oil and the foods it's paired with. When combined with vegetables, herbs, nuts, and fish, olive oil helps your body absorb more antioxidants and omega-3 seconds, amplifying their protective effects. This is the true genius of Mediterranean wisdom: balance, simplicity, and consistency. No strict dieting, no fear of food, just real, natural ingredients prepared with care and eaten with joy. You don't have to live by the sea to follow this example. You can bring a piece of the Mediterranean to your own kitchen by replacing butter with olive oil, enjoying fresh salads with lemon and herbs, and choosing whole foods over processed ones. It's not about perfection, it's about small, daily habits that build up over time. Because a healthy brain isn't built in a day, it's built in moments: one thoughtful meal, one drizzle of olive oil, one conversation shared around the table. When we talk about protecting the brain, most people think of puzzles, vitamins, or memory exercises. But the truth is far simpler. The health of your brain begins with what you put on your plate. And in that story, olive oil shines like a quiet hero. It doesn't shout for attention or promise instant miracles. Instead, it works slowly, patiently feeding your cells, calming inflammation, and preserving the very circuits that make you you. For thousands of years, people in the Mediterranean have lived by this wisdom. They didn't need clinical studies to tell them that olive oil was good for them. They could feel it in their energy, their clarity, their peace of mind. Today, modern science is only catching up, revealing that those simple meals, vegetables drizzled with olive oil, fish cooked in it, bread dipped into it, are actually one of the most powerful forms of brain protection known to humankind. Your brain is your most precious organ. It holds your thoughts, your memories, your laughter, your sense of love and purpose. But it's also delicate, easily damaged by inflammation, poor diet, and stress. Olive oil acts like a daily shield, rich in antioxidants and healthy fats that restore balance and allow your neurons to communicate freely again. Think of every drop of olive oil as a small act of preservation, a message to your brain that says, "I care about you. I want you to stay strong." And the best part? You don't need to overhaul your life. You can begin right where you are. Drizzle olive oil over your morning toast instead of butter. Add it to your vegetables, your salads, your soups. Let it become part of your routine, not as a diet, but as a daily act of care. Because aging doesn't have to mean forgetting. With the right choices, your brain can stay alert, creative, and full of life well into your later years. So today, make one small promise to yourself: to feed your mind the way it deserves to be fed. Your brain will thank you not with words, but with clarity, confidence, and memories that last. If this video inspired you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who deserves a healthier, happier brain. Together, we can make every meal a little more mindful and every year a little more memorable.